buckle up, because we're diving deep into Claudy Beats today.
Oh, yeah.
You want to know what makes his brand tick?
Let's do it.
We're going deeper than deep.
Deeper.
Unpacking Claudy's own words from his article. From underdog to unstoppable.
I like it.
I'm really curious about this one.
Yeah.
He talks about starting back in 2018.
Okay.
Feeling lost. Underestimated.
Right.
It's a feeling a lot of us know,
Right.
right? That's where the underdog part comes in.
Absolutely. And what's interesting is that he doesn't shy away from that feeling.
Right.
He actually uses it as a launch pad.
Oh, wow.
In the article, he talks about teaching himself music production.
Okay.
And it wasn't just a casual thing.
Yeah.
It sounds pretty intense.
Yeah, he doesn't sugarcoat it.
No.
But he says somewhere that Claudy Beats isn't just music.
Yeah.
It's a whole mindset, a lifestyle.
Right, right.
So what does that look like in his world, you know?
Mm-hmm.
How do we go from making beats in our bedroom to building that kind of brand?
Mm-hmm. It's about finding that thread that connects with people on a deeper level.
Okay.
And for Claudy, that thread seems to be this idea of empowerment,
Right.
of overcoming obstacles.
Yeah.
He talks about his music as a way to channel that underdog spirit, to flip the script on expectations.
I like that.
And that really comes through in his brand.
Okay, so let's talk about that brand.
Okay.
Because one thing that jumps out is that logo, the number 8.
The 8.
It's everywhere.
Everywhere.
He breaks down the symbolism in the article. Infinite potential balance abundance.
Yeah.
It's almost like he's created this visual shorthand for his whole philosophy.
Yeah.
What do you make of that?
It's clever, really.
Yeah.
He's taken a simple symbol and imbued it with meaning.
Okay.
And that meaning resonates with his audience.
Right.
Think about it. Who doesn't want to tap into infinite potential or find more balance?
So true.
He's giving you something to aspire to, something to connect with visually.
And it's not just about slapping a logo on something, right? This is where the clothing line comes in,
Yes.
which I've got to say he does not hold back on describing.
Uh-huh.
He straight up says, when you rock Claudy Beats, you're not just wearing a brand, you're wearing a statement.
Exactly. It's about embodying that mindset, that energy.
Right.
And based on the article, it seems resilience, creativity, that unstoppable drive are all interwoven with the Claudy Beats statement.
Right.
He's not just selling clothes, he's selling a feeling, an idea.
And to really understand the guy behind the brand,
Yeah.
he gives us a little peek behind the curtain,
Okay.
sharing some personal stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Born Claudy Destin on May 9th,
Okay.
became a producer, entrepreneur, even a best-selling author.
Yeah.
Talk about range.
That's the hustle he's going for.
Right.
And speaking of hustle, he dives into some pretty raw experiences.
Okay.
Facing rejection, disappointment, failure, things we all deal with.
Yeah.
But it's how he used those experiences as fuel that really stands out.
I love that you brought that up. Because he doesn't just gloss over the tough parts.
Right.
He owns them.
He does.
He even has that quote, with each no, my yes became louder.
Powerful.
That's powerful.
It is.
Yeah.
It speaks to a certain resilience.
Right.
It's that Claudy Beats balance. He talks about the ability to acknowledge the lows, but use them to propel you forward. And that idea of balance,
Yeah.
of turning setbacks into fuel,
Right.
that's a thread that runs through a lot of his work, wouldn't you say?
Totally.
Yeah.
And it makes me think about his books, Mindful Isolation and Get Paid for What, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Just those titles alone make you stop and think.
Right. Mindful isolation,
Yeah.
especially, it seems counterintuitive in a world obsessed with constant connection.
Right.
But I think he's tapping into something important.
Right.
The power of introspection, of getting comfortable with yourself in order to grow.
It's like he's saying you can't pour from an empty cup,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
You've got to take care of your own energy, your own well-being before you can really show up for anything else.
Precisely. And then you have get paid for what,
Right.
which speaks to this idea of owning your expertise,
Yeah.
of recognizing your worth and sharing it with the world.
Hmm.
It's about empowerment, both financially and creatively.
And that seems to be a big part of his message, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't just want success for himself. He wants to bring others along.
Right.
In the article, he talks about Claudy Beats as being more than just a brand. It's a community, a movement.
It's smart, actually.
Okay.
He's creating a sense of belonging, a shared journey.
Yeah.
And when people feel like they're part of something bigger than themselves,
Right.
they're more likely to invest, to engage.
Definitely. And he's collaborated with a lot of people along the way.
A lot.
I mean, the list is impressive. Mellow Rackz, Azazus, Bob Cailloux.
Yeah.
It goes on and on.
It does. And I think those
Okay.
collaborations are really telling.
Okay.
It shows that he's not afraid to share the spotlight, to learn from others. He even talks about his collaboration with Azazus as being a turning point, a moment where he really started to experiment with his sound.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
What was it about that collaboration that sparked that experimentation, do you think?
Well, Azazus is known for having this really unique atmospheric sound.
Okay.
And in the article, Claudy talks about how that collaboration pushed him outside of his comfort zone,
Right.
how it forced him to try new things.
So it's like that collaboration became this catalyst for growth,
Yeah.
not just for him as an artist, but also for the Claudy Beats brand.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
It's like each collaboration adds another layer to the music,
Right.
another dimension to the brand.
And speaking of adding layers,
Yeah.
it makes me think about how he brings it all back to that number 8.
Right.
He talks about it representing that balance,
Mm-hmm.
not just in a general sense,
Yeah.
but the balance between dreams and reality.
Great. That's
Yeah.
a really insightful point.
Yeah.
Because it's easy to get caught up in the dreaming phase, right? But Claudy seems to have mastered that dance between envisioning what's possible
Totally.
and then actually putting in the work to make it happen.
It's like ambition meets action,
Yeah.
which honestly is something I think a lot of us struggle with.
Right.
It's one thing to say, I want to be successful,
Mm-hmm.
but then how do you define what that looks like for you?
Right.
And then actually go after it.
Exactly.
It can feel overwhelming.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think that's where Claudy's story becomes so relatable.
Yeah.
He's transparent about the challenges, the setbacks, the moments of doubt.
Right.
He's not afraid to show that it's not always glamorous,
Right.
that success doesn't happen overnight.
He even gives us those concrete ways to connect, almost like he's saying, hey, I'm still figuring it out,
Mm-hmm.
but come along for the ride.
Exactly.
He's got the Instagram, the website, ClaudyBeats.com,
Of course.
even a whole merch store.
And don't forget the Google panel.
Oh, right.
It's like he wants to make sure that no matter where you are online, you're bumping into the Claudy Beats energy.
It's everywhere.
He's made it easy to join the movement,
Right.
which I think speaks volumes about his commitment to building a community.
It's like he's extended an open invitation to anyone who resonates with his message,
Totally.
which at its core is about embracing that underdog spirit,
Yeah.
finding your own rhythm,
Yeah.
making some noise in the world.
I love that.
It's pretty inspiring, honestly.
It is.
And that brings us back to that question Claudy poses towards the end of the article.
Okay.
What area of your life could use a little more Claudy Beats balance right now?
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's something I've been reflecting on myself.
Me too.
Is it our creative work,
Yeah,
our relationships,
totally.
our overall outlook on life?
Mm-hmm.
Where do we need to inject a little bit of that hustle,
Right.
that resilience, that unapologetic drive to go after what we want?
It's about finding that sweet spot
Yeah.
between dreaming big and taking action,
Right.
just like Claudy has.
Cool.
And I think that's a message that transcends any specific industry or field.
Mm-hmm.
It's a universal truth for anyone who's ever felt stuck, underestimated, or unsure of their path.
Absolutely. So as we wrap up this deep dive into the world of Claudy Beats,
Yes.
I hope you're walking away not just with a better understanding of his brand,
Right.
but also with a little spark of inspiration
Yeah.
to find your own beat, your own unique sound,
I love it.
and go after what lights you up.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Until next time, keep those dreams alive.
Yes.
Keep pushing those boundaries.
Love it.
And remember, you have the power to create your own symphony.